It's the new year, and you're excited to make something out of yourself this time around. You finally got your goals written all down, ecstatic by the thought of ticking each checkbox. So, you dive right into work. Hours turn into days, turning into weeks, then into months. You resurface out of the sea of workload, finally taking a good look around you. In your eyes, you realize that you haven't made much progress. You feel as if you've gotten nowhere. You realize that you're burnt out. Feeling defeated, you reach for your phone, the precious escape you have from reality. You see the first highlight reel on your feed and tap like, as if you were on autopilot. Then you like another, then another. Soon, the scrolling became an emotionally taxing marathon. I wish I was good as them. They look so good together. Am I that unlovable? I'm not good enough for my friends or anyone. If I were just more hardworking and smart as them, maybe I'd be happy with myself. 2020 was a pretty awful year for a lot of us, and I was no exception. Being trapped indoors the entirety of quarantine was going to be taxing for everybody, even if you're introverted. And I think that's why my own insecurity and constant struggle of mine hit me worse than it ever had before, comparing my own self-worth to others. For the longest time, I had this common misconception where I thought people didn't have the same insecurities as me. Unlike them, they didn't have to deal with appearance, social status, the amount of friends they have, the amount of likes they get on their profile picture on Facebook. That was a big one. They didn't have to worry about grades, money, confidence issues. Back then, I really thought I was the only one who felt this internal struggle. Now, I'm sure everybody is yelling, "Everybody goes through the exact same thing, Alex. It's not all about you." But little Alex didn't know at the time. She wouldn't know that for quite a while, to be honest. In my elementary school, the teachers would usually post all the top 10 students of each class in the hallway bulletin board at the end of every major exam season. I never earned a spot in the top 10 since all your exam papers had to be above 90%. But in the third grade, I somehow ranked second place. That day, I made my parents happy and proud, and it was the best feeling ever. It was the first time I had ever received such positive approval from family and friends, and I thought that I would have to work hard and achieve great things if I wanted to hear those cheers and praises again. It didn't take long until I developed a fiery, competitive nature. However, this slowly but surely turned into a toxic trait because it was hard for me to accept failure. During middle school, I had a friend who had goddess tier drawing skills. I would draw next to her, and it became a daily thing where our classmates would come up to our table and praise her work. I remember comparing my artworks to hers so much that whenever someone came up to our table, I would quickly flip the paper I was drawing on. I was afraid that my classmates were secretly comparing my art to my friend's art, even though they didn't go out their way to make me feel like I wasn't good enough. In fact, I occasionally received the same support and compliments from others as well. So why did it feel like they were lying to me? Were they pitying me? Because if that's the case, I didn't want any of it. And that's the thing about taking yourself too seriously. When you hold yourself in the highest regard, you start to criticize yourself to the point where you can't even catch a break. It slowly eats you up inside the more you compare yourself to others, especially in this day and age where you can easily go on Instagram and scroll through everyone's highlights endlessly. You see the destination, not the blood, sweat, and tears behind someone's success. I try my best darn effort to decrease my social media activity, and I do this by literally throwing my phone away. Like, I would catch myself scrolling, then the guilt hits me, and usually That's why you don't see me tweet or post as much, because 1, I suck at capturing moments with my phone, and 2, I don't see my life as a highlight reel, unless you call animating in your pajamas a highlight. What's interesting is I notice that I constantly compare myself more to the past me nowadays. They say, compare to who you were yesterday, not to who someone else is today. And I agree. But you're also at risk of hurting yourself in the process if you keep comparing your present self to where you were in the past. And I don't know you. You may have had a better job, life situation, relationship, friends, or environment in the past, but in the present moment, you may be secretly longing to go back to a certain point in your life. That was sort of the case for me in 2020. I didn't post that many videos, and I always felt sorry for you guys because I know how much you all want to see more from me. I'm sorry. I have no excuse. Every time I would upload a video, I would hide away for 2 weeks to recoup because burnout is a bit. It got to the point where I asked myself if I was really cut out for this. Just how long can I keep this up? Why do I feel like I'm constantly about to hit my breaking point? Where did all my motivation and discipline go when I was starting out? What happened to my passion for storytelling and art? Why am I not as happy as I was before? I thought this was all I ever wanted. At the very end of last year, I traveled with some of my closest friends in hopes to forget the train wreck that was 2020. The night was young and it was sad boy hours o'clock. We began to open up about our deepest fears, worries, and struggles to one another. It was then and there I thought to myself that I couldn't have asked for better friends. Were there tears? Yes, undoubtedly. Was it worth it? Absolutely. Some say, compare to who you were yesterday, not to who someone else is today. But I say, stop comparing yourself at all. It's a matter of moving forward and choosing to change yourself for the better. Instead of looking back, why not look forward and aim to be better, bit by bit? I think maybe that's what I'll strive for. The grass isn't greener on the other side. The grass is greener where you water it. So, here's a watering can. Hope your 2021 goes the way you want it to. And remember, be kind to yourself. Just letting you know, I'm doing very well as of now. I actually forgot to mention that despite 2020 being the worst year in existence, sometimes the worst years of your life can teach you a lot about yourself more than you realize. So I guess you could say I know better now in terms of what I'm capable of and my limitations. Also, surprise! I'm posting a new video by the end of this month, so wish me and my lovely team a whole lot of luck. And also don't forget to leave a like and comment on your thoughts on what you think of this video. I know it's very personal and emotional, but sometimes those are just the vibes that you gotta go and roll with. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you then. Bye!